Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather round the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Good morning. This is Tech for Senior Live. Biggest market loss in history. NVIDIA stock sheds nearly $600 billion as DeepSeek shakes AI. Wow. This and all the tech news of the week, which is mostly about DeepSeek. Anyway, this and all the tech news of the week today on Tech for Senior Live. As I said, I'm Ron Brown. We have a learned panel today who are all experts in AI, and they have a lot to talk about. And so we're going to have a great show today. You're probably wondering who we are. Well, we're a bunch of seniors that like to talk and talk and talk. And we come from our Monday show, which of course is on Monday, but it is a YouTube, or sorry, it's a Zoom meeting, and we stream that out to YouTube. So if you like, you can come and visit us, have some fun. We're moving into season 6 this year. So we've been doing it for 6 years, and there's still a lot of people that come and listen to us. So I guess we're doing something right, hey guys? Anyway, we're hanging in there, and it seems we're gearing up for season 6. But this is a different type of show. This is, of course, we're broadcasting this out on StreamYard. It's going to Facebook, maybe Instagram. We're not sure. We keep broadcasting it out. I don't know if you're out there and you're watching on Instagram, anyone can see it, let us know. And of course, we broadcast it to Facebook and YouTube. So this show. Now, we do appreciate you coming, and we appreciate you being here for the hour. We can't see you though. We have no idea who's out there. So if you if you can put in the comments where you're from, say hi, what the weather is, whatever you want to talk about, put it in the comments. It's always helpful for us. We do encourage you, and Murray, thank you, Murray Strom from Victoria. He's a regular contributor. He sent me some articles to post today so that we have some, we'll talk about those. So if you have some interesting tech articles, we post articles every day. So if you want, and we post articles every day to our Facebook page, which brings me to the idea here. Maybe I should just, this is our Facebook page. If you go over there, and as we go through the articles today, many of you are going to say, I can't see that. It's just a tiny little postage stamp on my screen. Well, yes, you can just just go over to our Facebook page at Tech for Senior. You'll find us on Facebook, and then you can, of course, just follow along with the articles. And the important thing I want everyone to understand is we post articles every day, not just today. So we post them every single day. So if you have a club or any sort of service that you belong to, and you want to get current tech articles that we talk about, then that's a good place to go over and have a look. Bob posts his videos there, lots of information for you, and you can certainly use that as you wish. So it's there for you. Today, of course, we have Hewie Poplock's with us today. Hewie's mic. Unmute yourself and say hello, Hewie. Hewie was bragging about how warm it is in Florida. I was bragging about how cold it is getting. Murray's listening. We're getting on Vancouver Island. We're probably getting snow this weekend, and maybe minus 10 degrees on Monday. So I'm going to be frozen to death. Huey's doing the show on Monday. So good luck, Huey. I'll be chopping wood and keeping warm.
I'll be nice and thawed. It's 72 right now, and it's going to 80 later today. And I think we're now in our normal 60s at night and 70s, high 70s during the day, and once in a while it'll kick up to 80.
I see Bob's wearing his warm shirt again today.
Talking about the weather, I'm just letting my clothing do the talking for me.
Well, Ray, you're smiling, but you're warm. I think you got an undershirt and a long sleeve shirt on there. So
yep.
Your Pine, Arizona must be getting a little cool, is it?
Well, we've had actually our first measurable snow, maybe half an inch. So really not that measurable. But it's 47 already. Our winter days are typically in the 40s and 50s. It's at night when it gets down to the 20s and teens.
Yeah, for sure. Hewie, anyone listening to us today?
Yes. One good thing about the fact that we've got people from all over Canada, US, and England, and in other places, we have all kinds of weather. Look.
Ed says 35 degrees and sunny in central New Jersey. Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, where it is sunny and minus 14. A little cool today at minus 14 degrees centigrade. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 34 degrees and overcast. Steve, getting colder. Mike Saunders, it's getting lighter at most, almost 5 p.m., 5 degrees, and Chesham, UK. Yes, well, that's great. It's getting a bit lighter. It's just before dinner time, so we won't keep you, Mike. I know that it's just before dinner. Thank you for coming and listening from all the way from England. Yes. Gene Lingenfelter, 31 degrees northwest Pennsylvania. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Dick Vogel, another sunny 71-degree day in Central Florida. You like to brag. You guys from Florida really like to rub it in, don't you?
That's one of the few things we can brag about.
Mike Saunders, just ask Gemini how to get on a Chromebook, and IZT works.
And it works, as he says here.
Mike Saunders, it's not IZT.
It works.
It works not.
Yeah.
Sally Ann, too cold for me. Kirkland, well, Sally Ann's going to get colder this weekend. Mike Ungerman, I will avoid DeepSeek just as I avoided any social media or apps that the CCP has control over. Lillian, hi, Ron. Lillian from PEI, snowy and freezing. Welcome, Lillian. Now, Lillian, I know that you've been on before. Should we give her let's give her a round of applause. I think Lillian's been on before, but thank you for coming from Prince Edward Island in Canada, where of course it's a little cool right now. But thanks for coming, Lillian. That's great. Jeannie,
that's Murray.
This is Murray. This is Murray. Good morning from Victoria, BC. Thanks, Murray. I posted most of your articles you sent me about an hour ago, so thanks for sending those along. We'll get to those shortly.
That may be the whole show. Who knows? It might take up the hour.
It could be.
I think it will.
Is that it then, Huey? We got all that.
We've got it. We're up to date.
We're up to date. All right, good. So let's get, what is it here? Yeah, we should get on with it. Let's get on with it. Now, I wanted to just set the scene for what we're talking about today because, you know, gosh darn it, I know I'm not the smartest kid on the block, but before Monday, I'd never heard of DeepSeek. You know, like I didn't know anything about it. So this is all news to me. So I thought I'd just review this with everyone so that we could maybe just set the scenario, and then we'll go around the table and everyone can ask. So I just wanted to bring up a few things. So this was the article, of course, that came out in Forbes magazine, and this is again. You'll see why that falls into place in just a minute. Nvidia set a dubious Wall Street record Monday as the stock. So just before we get there, DeepSeek is AI by a Chinese company that was released on Monday, and it's an app. And I think, Bob, you can also see it as an online, use it online as well. And it was released on Monday, and it is
also use it as a resident program.
Sure, and so
it go online at all.
It was the top downloaded app on the Play Store and on the Apple Store on Monday. So it took millions and millions of people have downloaded it and are using it. And so Nvidia set a dubious Wall Street record Monday as the stock, the forefront of the US-led artificial intelligence revolution, got a scare from DeepSeek, the Chinese AI company which developed a ChatGPT rival at a fraction of the reported cost of its American peers. All right. So that sort of sets a bit of the scenario. Now, you will, let's have a look here. Shares of NVIDIA plunged 17% by closure. NVIDIA lost $589 billion in market capitalization. The slide knocked NVIDIA from its position as the world's most valuable company. So this had a big effect. And at the end of the day, in afternoon statement, NVIDIA spokesman called DeepSeek's model an excellent AI advancement, which is fully export control compliant while still requiring significant numbers of NVIDIA's graphics processing units. So that was, let me just go on to the next article here. So what happened is that China took, I think it was 10,000 NVIDIA cards, lined them all up, and were able to create the AI model that you're using for around $6 million. That's basically it. And so they were able to create, at a fraction of the price, they were able to create a product which a lot of people find is actually pretty darn good at a fraction of the price. So the release of DeepSeek's large language model, which shook confidence in U.S. dominance in generative AI, may initially not seem like a negative catalyst for NVIDIA, considering DeepSeek's model was trained on NVIDIA's GPUs, the most other advanced AI program. But the Chinese company, sorry, but the Chinese company said it spent just $5.6 million on NVIDIA technology to develop its large language model, and though experts speculate there is a gross underestimate, it still upsets the core thesis behind NVIDIA stocks rise. NVIDIA's net profit soared from $4.8 billion in 2022 to an estimated $66.7 billion in 2024, thanks large part to the demand for its GPUs. If big US tech companies can learn from DeepSeek to design AI systems with cheaper GPUs, it might not be a happy development for NVIDIA. And that was one of the comments. And let's just, and this, let me just come down here. This was another article. The DeepSeek AI chatbot released by a Chinese startup has temporarily dethroned OpenAI's ChatGPT from the top spot on Apple's US App Store. The app is completely free to use, and DeepSeek's R1 model is powerful enough to be comparable to OpenAI's reasoning model, except DeepSeek's chatbot is not sequestered behind a $20 a month paywall like OpenAI's. Also, the DeepSeek model was efficiently trained using less powerful AI chips. So that one of the things that, of course, about this is that there's no cost to this. And so the people that were testing this out said, oh my gosh, this is giving us the same power as what we're using for ChatGPT, which of course we have to pay $20 for. So, and this was all free. So 1 week later, well, not even 1 week, we're only 4 days after this happened. Here we are, Hewie. So what's your take on this craziness? This is really like a big story, right? So what do you think? What's your take on this?
Well, like Bob, I've been watching a lot of videos and reading a lot of articles on this, and there's several things. Number one, the U.S. has an embargo on the high-end NVIDIA cards, so they can only use a lower and older NVIDIA card, and that's the only thing they can sell them. Well, they think in some of the articles, they think that they're lying to us, and they actually had some that they got through various means and actually used a more powerful card than they were actually allowed to get. That's number one. Number two is some of the articles now are saying that all of the data they got from our people. They didn't do it themselves, and that's where a lot of the expense was to gather all that data. And what they're doing is they're going out and using our data to get the answers. So naturally, they don't have to spend nearly as much money to do it. And then some of the software that they're using, if you use the online software, they're asking for a lot of information, and they're getting information from us that we don't want to really give them about our date of birth and all kinds of personal information. I know Bob is installed their software, and then you can use their software without even being on the internet. But still, you don't know what's embedded in there. So I downloaded it, but I have not installed it. I'm waiting to see what develops and what they find out before I do it. So we'll let Bob take it from here and let him do all the testing on his machine, because he's the security guy. I'm not. So he covers himself pretty well.
Sure. And again, this is an evolving story because it's only been out for 4 days. So I mean,
yeah.
Right? I mean, so we're really flying by the seat of our pants here. But one of the things that's interesting, though, is so many people have downloaded, like, #1 app in the Play Store and in the Apple Store. Like, we're talking about millions and
How
millions.
many fools are there in this world?
Well, there's millions and millions of people in the United States that have downloaded.
And all of the news, the old time news people, CBS and NBC and ABC and Fox, they're all talking about it. And I don't know if you noticed or not. I do have to pat myself on the back. They have been talking about AGI and agents, which is the last couple of big videos I've done. That's what I've done it on. So, I feel that I've been ahead of the game there too.
But I will tell you, though, that people like it, and they like the fact they don't have to pay $20. So yeah. I guess
they're not paying it in money. They're paying it by revealing information that normally they don't want to reveal. They don't realize just exactly what they give up. Anything you do within the app is being recorded.
So Bob, what's your take? We've asked Hewie what his. So what do you think?
Okay.
I mean,
would I ever install the app? Never. Because part of the agreement when you install the app is anything you do within this is ours. That's besides all the information you have to reveal when you first sign up for the app. Yes, the app is free, and free is in quotes. Just like it is in my series, is free, truly free. Yeah, it's free. No money is exchanged. That's where it leaves it.
But Bob, people seem to like the app. They think it's easy to talk to. It gives them a lot of information. Like all those people wouldn't.
It's not giving you a lot of information. I have it installed but not through the app. I
Right.
use something else as an intermediary, downloaded it, and I run it on the system itself. So it doesn't use the internet.
So now you do a lot of searching and a lot of use of AI. What is your take on the information it gives you? Do you like it? Do you think it's okay? Or what?
Oh, yeah. Because basically, if you take somebody else's information and you use it, you're going to get the same kind of nice information. And I get the same thing when I'm using Chat GPT almost when I use theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, they do give you an awful lot of information. You can have a conversation with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't give you any graphics. That's not what it does. It's just language. Okay.
Right.
Ha! You say they don't give you graphics. They also have come out with something called Janus.
Correct. Which you can't yet get.
But you can get to it and see some things that they've produced with it.
Correct.
And probably it will come out. So they do also have the ability, or are going to have the ability to do graphics as well. Yep.
And I'm waiting for it to come out so I can use it through the back door, not through that app.
So Ray, what's your take on it? So give us your thoughts on this new phenomena that's occurred in the last 4 days. Where are we with this?
How much time do I have?
You got 3 minutes.
I am old. I am old enough to remember the shock America had when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik in 1957. So I see some parallels here with the Chinese DeepSeek. In other words, it's an industry where we thought the U.S. was far ahead in the lead, only to learn we have strong competition. And this has happened in the automobile industry, but yet General Motors and Ford are still around. So this is just the beginning, I think, with respect to AI. Now, it's obvious, based on the non-answers to sensitive political questions, that this app is at the very least under the strong influence of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP. Now, word of the day, distillation. Distillation is when an AI model uses outputs from larger AI models to train smaller, more efficient ones. While DeepSeek has developed their own open source large language model, could they have done this from scratch? Or is their success really based on what the American companies, the American AI companies, and their activities in the field have done? Here's my big surprise, that DeepSeek is already a very popular app on both Google Play and DeepSeek. Considering that the Chinese government's reputation for accessing users' personal information. And just think about TikTok and all the hoopla over TikTok, and yet everybody is rushing to DeepSeek. Give it some thought before you start using this. So the best aspect of DeepSeek is that they have shown a scaled-down, price-wise AI that can do the job, and that should be the wake-up call for the American AI companies.
Excellent. All right. Well put. Hewie, we got to get on now with the other stories of the day. Do we have any comments before we get on with that?
Just one. I guess they've been enthralled with what we've been saying. This is the only one, which is a thumbs up from a Brian Unruh, and I don't recall that name.
Right.
So I think
we'll give him a round of applause for being here.
A round of applause.
Thanks
and
for coming.
Welcome. Let us know where you're from, and if you've been here before. We're old and we don't remember.
That's right.
Thank you.
All right, let's get on with the articles today. We'll come down and I'll put yours up here. There we go. And
Bob, do I need a refresh, Bob?
No.
Okay.
I think you're okay. All right, that's Bob's. I think the first one's Bob's article, eh?
Now, the U.S. Copyright Office just released some new guidelines. So if you're worried about what's copyrighted, what's not, if your prompt, to put it very simply, your prompt that you give to AI, that's your input. You can copyright that information. What it spits out at you is not copyrightable. So it's actually accessible to anyone. And
there's a whole bunch.
What it says right now, to put it very, very plainly. You can go through this. What I did is I used the article that's available from the Copyright Office. I fed it into AI and had it dissect it. And when you see the rest of the article, you'll see what ChatGPT has to say about a rendition of what the Copyright Office put out so that you can understand it and not have to go through their jargon.
It's
Great.
50
Thanks, Bob.
some odd. It's 50 some odd pages long.
Well, this isn't. This
Yeah,
is
no,
all
I
right
understand,
here in
yeah.
front of you.
Right.
But I also downloaded it and looked at it and used some AI, and I'm putting together a video for Monday. So we both had the same idea, but our approaches, of course, are as usual are quite different. So it should be interesting.
All right, let's move on.
This is yours, Ron.
Oh, this is Murray's. This was Murray's article. The Chrome extensions let you search the web without AI content. So Murray gave me this one this morning to post. So if you're fed up with AI and you don't want anything that has to do with AI or AI content, this is an extension that you can add to your Chrome browser and turn that on, and it will select that for you in your search. Well, I thought,
Depending on what you look for, you might not get anything either.
yeah, you might not. And Murray sent this as well. Murray said that tech fatigue is real, and here's how to avoid it. And so I don't know if you guys ever get to the stage in your day when you think, this is just too much. I can't do any more tech. I've got to go for a walk. I got to get out of this house. I can't deal with computers or technology anymore. And you need a space for it. This is a good article on how you can deal with that.
I deal with it by taking a nap.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. That's true.
Next one is a podcast on AI and U.S. copyright law. So if you don't want to watch something, don't want to read something, now you can just listen to it.
Ray posted this one.
Yeah, this article makes the point that China cares more about DeepSeek because that's a real threat, where TikTok is a distraction. So the point is, it's not the app that's the issue, it's what the platform behind the app does with your data that matters. And the article goes on to explain how it obtains your data and retains it basically forever.
You know that they also monitor your keystroke patterns so they can actually identify you by your keystrokes.
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Here's one that's not about our topic of the day. Amazon is going to end Prime Try Before You Buy. Now, of course, I didn't even know this existed, but Amazon has had a Try Before You Buy service, which they started in 2017, and it gave members a 7-day hands-on trial for certain clothes and shoes. And if they didn't like them, if they didn't fit, they could easily be returned. But tomorrow, this service will end and be replaced by AI-powered features like virtual try-on and personalized size recommendations. So
I tried it once.
Yeah,
I tried it once. I think it was slippers or shoes, and I ordered like 4 different pair with different sizes and styles. And when I got them, I decided I wanted one pair, and I sent the others back. You're not going to be able to do that.
That's probably why they're stopping the service. You almost put them out of business.
No, that was the whole point of what the Try Before You Buy. You would get 2 or 3, like you would go in the dressing room of a store and have 3 pairs of pants, and you try them on, and one of them you liked or none of them you liked.
Yeah, obviously the cost was too much for them, I think. This one I liked a lot. This is 11 odd habits that people with a high IQ have. So it's a fun article to read to see if you're doing things in your daily life that may be consistent with a person who's more intelligent than the average. Fun article to read.
Ray, this is yours.
Okay, here's a little bit of information about the founder of DeepSeek. His name is Leon Wenfeng. So Wenfeng is a 40-year-old founder of DeepSeek. He started a hedge fund in 2015 that was very successful until the regulators cracked down on their trading techniques. But the money from this venture gave him the ample resources for funding DeepSeek's AI research in 2023. So he's quoted as saying, quote, "Currently, neither tech giants nor startups have an unassailable lead. With OpenAI paving the way, everyone is working with published papers and open source code," unquote. So he's basically saying much of their information came from others in the field.
Ron, this is you.
Yeah, this is, we talked a bit about this on Monday, and this is, I did a video about it, and I'm surprised that more people aren't interested. Apple quietly adds iPhone support for T-Mobile Starlink in iOS 18.3. Apple quietly added iPhone support, and this new functionality expands on the in-house satellite communication service Apple offers in partnership with Globalstar. Now, T-Mobile says Starlink's direct-to-cell satellites complement its existing network by acting as cell towers in space. This allows you to stay connected even when you're outside the range of a traditional cell tower. The network currently supports sending and receiving text messages. So this is not just a 911 call.
It is. It is. All of the articles I've been reading, it is just for SOS. And when you're out of the range, it is not for standard.
No, that's
use.
not. No. Hewie, that's different. This is different.
Yep.
This is different. The network currently supports sending and receiving text messages,
Right.
and location sharing and texting 911 emergency service while connected. T-Mobile plans to expand support to voice and data coverage in the future, and it explains how it works. So if you are out of service and you want to send a text or receive a text, it's not an emergency text. It works. And
this is right now just on a beta. I just signed up for their beta service on this. Haven't yet been accepted, but it's only on beta. Yeah. Unless you're on an iPhone, that's different. Now it's also available on the iPhone.
Yeah, this is the iPhone T-Mobile Starlink, and this for 18.3. And so this is available, and it's a great service, and it's not just for emergency. You can use it just for regular texting. The texts take a little bit longer to go and come back, right. but you don't have to be in communication with if you're outside that cell phone service. So it is, and it's free. Apple, it's free for 2 years if you have an iPhone. So it is. If you have an iPhone, look at the article. This is really cool. I want to see some people. I don't have an iPhone, so but it's sort of cool. Microsoft admits.
Now, next one is yours on YouTube. Oh no, I'm sorry. I went ahead.
This was Microsoft admits bug that bug that kills. Oh, this was the if you got any problems, this was a known problem. It was their new patch they just released, and it's affecting multiple Windows 11 versions, and it kills the audio. So just if you did an update and you can't hear anything, your audio's gone. It's the update that caused it. You can read the details. Bob, any word on that? Did you have any problems with this?
I've had not any problems, but I know some others that have, and there is a patch that's coming.
Right. So
I saw this morning. I think it's already out, Bob.
Is it? Because
I didn't have any issue.
The problem is if you have the issue, there's a good chance you're not going to just get it back by running the patch. You actually probably are going to have to reinstall Windows.
So anyway, and that was interesting. Now this is another one that came out. This article has been out for a little while now. YouTube says it's not serving hour-long unskippable ads to users who use ad blockers. This is not YouTube TV. This is YouTube, and they really are in a big fight now with people trying to use ad blockers for their YouTube, for YouTube, if you're watching YouTube, streaming YouTube. And they're trying to get rid of these ad blockers. And in the process of setting that up, they apparently a lot of people started complaining that they were serving up like an ad that would run for an hour. Like you couldn't stop it. It would just keep running and running and running and running. So you had to turn off the ad blocker or it would just keep running. And they're saying they're not doing that now, or they never did, or they're backtracking on that. But if you do have if you are watching YouTube and you are concerned about your community, about the commercials, then just get YouTube Premium. That there's a cost to that. I think it's I think all the four of us have it. I mean, I couldn't watch YouTube all the yeah, I mean, I watch so much YouTube. I drive me nuts if I didn't pay for YouTube Premium. Just pay for you, and the ads will just go away, right? This was an interesting. Google will now automatically remove permissions from harmful Android apps. Good. I like the sort of what's happening on the Play Store. They seem to be, Bob, what do you think? They're taking a more aggressive approach on getting rid of the bad actors and helping you with that. What do you think?
Yeah, it's about time, because they had so many bad apps on their Play Store. We recommend not to download from anywhere else except the Play Store, and then you still wind up with bad apps. So they're now starting to crack down. I guess it's a matter of saving reputation.
They also, Bob, we talked a bit about it on the Monday show. Is there? I think they're starting to on VPNs, because we did a talk on VPNs on Monday. You did an excellent video about that we played. I think they're putting badges, or they're certifying VPN stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's good.
And I believe they're color coded so that it's easy to spot.
Bob has an excellent video out about best VPNs for 2025, and it's on his site. And it's an excellent, you should, if you are interested in VPN, I would strongly encourage you to go and watch that video. Oh, this was interesting. Do you guys see this? This is one that came out this morning. This was Microsoft is bringing your iPhone to the Windows 11 start menu. So you know how with Android phones you can now click and you can look at file management on your Android phone from your PC. And
I thought my phone on my
PC. Yeah. So, but not if it's an iPhone. Not if it's an iPhone, right? So finally, someone has something new for Windows. This is a good thing. I thought must have had a new programmer come in that was a young guy and said, hey, let's do this. And they actually came up with some original ideas. So that's a change. I think this is Micah is bringing, so it may not be here yet. But it's coming, and you'll be able to link that to your iPhone. Oh, this was interesting. Garmin was down this week. I sent both my daughters have Garmin watches, and I didn't get an answer from them. But anyway, Garmin has had a huge problem this week, and their whole system's been down. And so I'm not sure what part of the watch, if it sort of nukes the whole thing or what happens. But there is a fix, and the fix is being published. But if it still doesn't work, this is an article, how to reboot your watch and get it back up and running. So that was pretty interesting. Like they're all like the whole batch of them, the whole company was down. The
Garmin GPS I have did not have an issue.
It didn't have an issue. If you're out there and listening to us, if you could put in the chat if you had any Garmin issues this week, it was sort of interesting.
I don't have a watch, but like Hewie, I have my GPS, and they work fine. I have had no problems with it.
No problem. Yeah.
This is me. Mark Zuckerberg says Meta isn't worried about DeepSeek, and you're going to hear that from probably all of the young people who are managing or in charge of the various programs that are out there. The Chat GPT from OpenAI. Also, I think there's an article about him saying that they're not worried either. So it's going to be an interesting few weeks until things get sorted out and these companies start let's see, I think it was OpenAI saying in the next few weeks they're coming out with something that's much stronger than the DeepSeek. So we'll have
but
it
don't
keeps
you guys
going
think
like that?
Yeah, but don't you guys think that the real story here, I mean, why this is really shaking the markets and everything is because, you know, Zuckerberg and Altman, all these guys have pledged or a lot of money over the next 10 years, like hundreds of billions of dollars, right, to build infrastructure to do this. And don't you think this is just a little bit interesting that maybe there's a way of doing this, different programming, just a different concept that's a lot cheaper? I mean, that's really what this is all about. In that, do we really need $100 billion to make AI better and to fire up all these nuclear reactors, to put all this computing power in to make this all work? Or is there a much cheaper way of doing it? No, I think that's really what the whole issue here is about, right?
Yeah, and we're going to have to see in the next few weeks and the next few months what people find out about what the DeepSeek is actually built on and what it's doing, because it could all be using all of the stuff that's Zuckerberg and OpenAI and so on. The rest of them are it's using theirs for free. It's kind of like getting your TV pirated, so you're getting the same movies free, and then you can say, okay, you can use it as much as you want, but then all of a sudden realize that, well, you know what, they're taking our stuff, we're going to do something about it. So we'll have to see what works out with all of that. Starlink is bringing satellite connectivity to the iPhone. That's the one you had. Different article, but same thing. Here's where the Pixel 9a will launch later this year, and it's going to be in the $499 to $599 range, and it looks like it's going to be a very good phone. So if you're thinking of buying a phone, you may not need to buy that $1,300 one. You might be able to get one for $500 that's a good phone. It's not the same Pixel that Ron has, but it's still a Pixel phone.
But just remember that Pixel 10 is coming out in a few months, right? It's gonna, like, life moves on quickly, right?
And the 11's right behind it.
That's true, yeah.
So is Windows 12. I'm sorry, had to get that in.
This is, like I said, DeepSeek's controversial rise. Did they use OpenAI's data illegally? And this is what they're saying. So again, we're going to have to see where this plays out. Don't buy a smart TV in 2025 without checking out these 6 features. So you want to take a look at this article, and it does talk about 6 features that you should look for in a TV. And if it doesn't have it, you're getting an older style TV, and you might want to make sure you read the article. This one, your Microsoft 365 subscription is now going to cost you $30 more unless you do this. And I guess if you read the article, you're able to get it without the chat, without the Copilot. What they're doing is throwing in Copilot and then raising it. Instead of the $20 you pay for Copilot, you're going to pay $30 more.
Yeah,
so
but
it's going to be one
built-in features in the apps. So,
but the other thing we talked about, I think people really need to understand this, is that as of when Windows 10 ceases in October, then you will not get ongoing support with 365. In other words, you'll only be getting the AI updates and all the updates if you're using it on a Windows 11 machine. And that's a big, when we talk about reasons for wanting to switch to Windows 11, if you're holding your feet on the floor and you just plugging along with Windows 10 and you're a big 365 user, that's a darn good reason to move to Windows 11 now, right?
Yeah, and also a lot of people who follow us are saying, well, AI, that's something I just don't know what it is. I don't want to be bothered with it. It's getting to the point where you're not going to have a choice. It's going to be part of everything you do.
Yep, I agree.
When it comes to finding new movies and shows, this author says, I prefer this Rotten Tomatoes alternative. It talks about different movies and what they're about and where you can find them. And in many cases, where you can find them online. So if it's a newer movie, it may tell you who's streaming it.
The Plex app does that.
Yeah.
As well.
Hewie, did we talk was it on Monday? Did we talk about the cool thing is Netflix, and they're developing a system, and I thought we talked about it on Monday about they're using AI to develop it, so they really know who you are, what you're doing, and they can recommend the appropriate movies and things that you want to watch. I mean, how many times do you go there and you sit down in the evening and you want to watch a movie and you can't find anything? You know, that's just stupid, because all the stuff we watch on Netflix, you know, it should know exactly what my tastes are and should be able to bring up a menu of the exact things I want to watch. They should have it nailed, but they don't.
Well, they don't have it totally nailed, but they've been doing it, where they say they recommend certain things, and that's based on what you've already watched. But now they're using AI to do it, so it does a better job of it.
Get better and better at that.
Yeah,
that drives me nuts.
YouTube has the favorites. Now, the problem with that is, God forbid you make a mistake and you happen to click on the wrong thing and it gets in your mix and you wind up seeing all the things that you by mistake clicked on, you know. So AI is okay, but sometimes it kind of overdoes things.
Gail did that the other day. We were looking at something and she said, look at this sewing video. So I brought it up. Oh my gosh. And then for the next week, I was getting all sorts of sewing videos. I don't want that.
That's why you have each of you as individuals have your own. And that way, if Gail wants that, she brings it up on her account, not on yours.
Oh, I know. She was just over on my computer and she said, do you want to look at this? This is sort of cool. And I reluctantly did, but I forgot about that. But you're right. Oh man, Bob, you're absolutely right. That's really bad. Listen, Hewie, we are at any comments? We've got about 15 minutes.
Actually, we must be doing a real good job talking about this stuff, because there's no comments.
No, but is anyone listening to us?
Yeah, it looks like according to what I see on the screen, there's people watching us, but here comes somebody.
Murray says, can Bob explain exactly how he has installed and uses Deep? You're talking not about Deep Dive. You're talking about Deep Seek.
Dive? I don't have Deep Dive.
No, Deep Seek.
I do a lot of deep diving, but
Bob, can you explain exactly how you have Deep Seek installed?
I use something called LM Studio. And I believe if you look at the Facebook page, I did post how I installed it.
Yeah, I think in one of your articles or in one of your videos, you mentioned that. But if he does a search on LM Studio,
he can go right from there.
It'll find it.
It'll find it. Jolin says, "Thanks, gentlemen. Excellent session." We're not quite finished yet, Jolin.
Yeah. Don't go away yet.
Don't go away yet. We're almost.
And don't go away mad.
All right. Microsoft Whose is this?
This is mine. Microsoft reduces Office's functionality. They used to have something called Smart Lookup, and now it's part of Copilot, so you don't get it as part of Microsoft. In other words, they're moving some things that were free now into the Copilot paid version, so you have to use Copilot. And DeepSeek R1, which is what we've been talking about, is now available on Grok. So if you go to Grok, it's a choice in Grok. So you're running it through Grok. You're not having to sign in with your own account. But still, anything you're looking up and things that you're doing, it is tracking that.
Unless you're using it offline, which is what I'm
That's
doing.
correct. Yep. And iOS 18.3 is out. I haven't looked at my iPad in a day or so, so I've got to check, and it's supposed to be available for me to download and install. And then this article tells you what's new and why you should update. And most likely it's a lot of AI stuff, and mine's not going to do it anyway.
I think it also addresses some of the recent security concerns.
Yes. And this is me as well. Here, Murray is an article on local DeepSeek R1 install. This article tells you how to do it, and he even has a video to how to do it.
Good. Oh, that's great. So if you want to run this locally on your computer, so that's perfect.
The thing is, when you run it on your own computer, the one of these installing is you're not even using the internet, so you're not sending information to China. Right. You're doing it all within your computer, as far as we know.
Realize a couple of things. Number one, the download of the information, the database that it uses, is pretty extensive. So you will be using up quite a bit of space on your hard drive. Number two, it's not as fast as when you use it through the internet, because depending on your system, if you got no muscle, it's going to be very slow. Okay. So you have to consider these things, but it runs locally, no internet. So it doesn't ship anything out. It can't capture from you and ship it onto somewhere else because it's not on the internet.
Yeah, I think one of the videos I watched, I think they said it's like the database or the information is like 43 gigabytes.
Yep.
So it's going to take a while to download.
You better have a fiber connection, Hewie.
Yeah. It's going to take a while to download. Once it's downloaded and you install it, then you got to have some power on your computer, or it's going to be, it'll work, but it'll be slow. And it's going to be slower anyway. And the next, and this is the Janus Pro. That's the for creative and analytical AI applications. That's not yet available, but it's going to be where you can do text to images and probably videos as well. And Perplexity also is adding DeepSeek search option. So if you use Perplexity, is another AI program that will use DeepSeek that you can choose and look up information using it, and then also using the ChatGPT or Perplexity's chat, and then compare them.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Hewie.
Yep. And there's the iOS 18.3 again. And let's see, this is Bob's.
Where are we? Yeah, I've started something where I do an update of the newest things that happened during the past 24 hours. And I have one for security and I have one for AI. So once per day, you're going to see something that I post, and it has to do with what happened during the past 24 hours. There'll only be up to 5 items under each of those two topics, AI and security, cybersecurity.
And you're posting this on our Facebook page or anywhere?
Facebook page.
Okay. So if you want to keep up with what's going on, that's a good way to do it.
If you are traveling, 74% of travelers rely on digital wallets for trips. If you are traveling well outside the United States into Europe or wherever you are, heading off to Australia or wherever, digital wallets solve a lot of problems for you. And about 2-3 quarters of all travelers are now using digital wallets.
The one person that has said anything, I'd like to make sure we show this.
Deb Shannon. Hi, Deb. I'm watching you, and you guys are great. Thanks, Deb.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, and she did a donation to our Tech for Senior Fund as well. Thanks, Deb. Appreciate that. This was, did you guys see this? We all download apps and there's in-app purchases and all that sort of stuff. But did you get this? Consumers spent $150 billion on in-app purchases in 2024. I mean, that's a lot of money, you guys. 150 billion on in-app purchases.
Yeah, that's not for the apps. That's for things within the apps. Yeah,
it's within the apps. I suspect a lot of that's gaming too, but that's a lot of money, you guys. Maybe we should get into writing some apps, eh?
Did they break it down by which app?
Yes. It's all in the article.
It's color coded.
It's color coded at the top there.
And not which apps, but it's the type of purchases.
The type of purchase. And what was the top one? This is in gray. I'm not sure. You can read the article. You can go in and read the article there. Just click the article. But that's a lot of money. Yeah. I thought, oh my gosh, I've never bought an in-app. And Hewie, I got this for you. All right. Mm-hmm. Because I know you will go out and buy this like crazy. Crocs, Crocs, the shoes?
Oh yeah, the shoes, yeah.
They now are going to be making cell phone cases. And Crocs stepped into the phone case market with Samsung Galaxy S25 to start with, and that is a Croc.
Yeah, it's a lot of Croc.
It's a lot of Croc. So for all of you who love Crocs, then you now can get a Croc for your cell phone. Now, I don't know if you look at this. What would you do with the handle? I mean, you can carry the phone with the handle.
Use that as a stand.
Well, you could, but I guess maybe it wraps around the bottom, because how would you put it in your pocket? Because you got this. Maybe it
goes along the bottom. It's like the shoes. It'll go down when you have a pair of the shoes. It actually goes around the back of the shoe.
Well, there you go. Here, I was thinking about this. Maybe we'll get you that for your birthday present. We'll get you a cell phone.
Well, I'll have to get an S25 to do it.
Well, I think they're probably going into this in a big way. And I thought, what a smart idea. Who doesn't know Crocs, right? Indeed. This was interesting. Coming back to digital wallets, Samsung borrows from the Apple Wallet playbook with layaway and tap to send for wallet. So you want to buy something, you actually can lay it away. You don't actually, and you can pay on installments, all right from the Samsung app.
So no buy now and pay who knows when.
Nope. Did you?
It's pay now and then get it later.
That's all right.
There you go. Yeah, it's all there in the app. So I thought, well, that's interesting. We talked about this earlier, the VPN apps, verified badges for VPNs, which is cool. I think good idea. We made a little boo-boo when, what is this?
Google to let users turn off divisive Google Photos feature.
Oh, right. That's right. This is a new feed. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember because I posted this quite a while ago. This is a new feature that's coming out. I wonder if Chris and Jim aren't on today, but I wonder if Chris is going to talk about this. What happens is when you go to share if you have put a bunch of pictures in an album and I go to share the album with Hewie, it then asks you if you want to, or share a picture with Hewie, it asks you if you want to edit the picture. And it keeps coming up all the time. So if I want to share a picture with Hewie, I just say, okay, in Google Photos, I can just share the picture and it goes over to Hewie. And I can keep doing that, and Hewie just gets the pictures. If I wanted to edit the picture, then I could edit the picture. I would go into the editing mode in Google Photos, edit the picture, save it, and then send it to Hewie. Well, what they've done now is every time this editing feature comes up, every time you want to share a picture. So if I'm sharing a picture with Hewie, the menu pops up and says, do you want to edit this before you send it? And then it's, it drives people nuts because they, it's another layer that you have to say, no, I don't want to. And so you can turn that feature off. Now, this is a feature that's coming out, but it's one that in settings, you can turn it off, and that tells you how to do that.
You mean it's on by default, or?
I think so.
Wow.
Because I haven't seen it.
No, it hasn't come out yet, but it's coming, and it's sort of a pain in the butt. So
it'll have to be our final one. We're at the end here.
Oh, are we having too much fun? We do this anyway. This is Samsung's oops. We made a little mistake in our PR stuff when we had our unpacked. Is that the S25? That little pen that we said was included? Well, it's not. You actually have to buy it. So
no, actually, there's a pen, but it doesn't have
Bluetooth.
The button. It's not Bluetooth. It's just
Bluetooth.
it's just a pen to use.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. One little oopsie there, but anyway, if you got enough money that you can afford an S25, you probably don't care for another $100 to buy another pen, right?
Yeah, very good, Ron.
I wonder how much it actually is, but I wonder if you're trading in your old one, if you can swap the pins.
I doubt that. Come on now, Hewie. No, I don't think so. And anyway, so that's there we go. All right, listen, we'll stop the screen.
But what I want to do is, I just love both of these, so I got to do them again.
Excellent session. Okay, yeah. Deb Shannon says, I'm watching and you guys are great. We like compliments like this, by the way.
Absolutely. You send me all the ones that aren't compliments, and keep all the compliments to yourself. So
the compliments go along with the high salaries we get.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right. So listen, everyone, I want to thank everyone for coming. We do appreciate your kind comments and sticking with us for the whole hour. That's good. An hour has passed, and we do appreciate that. Just to remind everyone that we do have our Monday show coming up, and Hewie's going to be actually emceeing it, so he's got a great show for you this Monday coming up. And hopefully he does anyway. But that, of course, will be on our Monday show, and we'll be back here next week, same time, same place, and we will talk all about maybe some more of this deep stuff and deep diving or deep sixing or
deep seeking,
whatever deep seeking or whatever we're deeping here. We're going to talk more about that.
Hopefully nobody steps in it.
Yeah, well, we've only had this for 4 days. I mean, there's going to be lots more information coming out of it.
And one other thing, my WinSig is usually the second Sunday of the month, but for February, it's going to be the third Sunday on the 16th instead of the 8th. So you can watch, you can prepare and do your Super Bowl party. You can start it earlier now. I have to worry about it. The WinSig is going to be the following week.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Thank you, Hewie, for coming today. Bob, thank you as much. Thank you so much again. And Ray, as always, it's a blast. All right.
All right.
Everyone. All right.
Bye all.
Bye all. Bye-bye now.